In this video, we're going to cover 3 things you can do to 10x your focus as a man in your early 20s. Now, let me start off by saying this isn't some sort of quick scheme or tactic that you can do in order to get some sort of superpower. All right, if you want that, I got the solution for you. You could try this. Now, this is a topic for another day. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 legit ways you can 10x your focus. Because let's face it, your attention span might be very, very small. With things like social media, with things like our smartphones, we are at cost of our ability to focus and our attention. And you see this everywhere. You see little kids on their phones being distracted. You see their parents even being distracted. They're not even taking care of their kid or giving any sort of time or attention to them. And me being from New York, you see this all the time in public transport, in subways, you can see on buses. People are distracted. They're not really paying attention to what's in front of them. And you might struggle with this as well, because I have definitely struggled with this. Being at work and looking to get work done, but you're constantly being distracted by the things around you, the next lunch meal, the next notification on your phone or on your laptop. And it seems to be a problem everywhere that we go. We're not able to just focus on one thing and get it done. So if you can relate with any of this, I hear you, because I was definitely in the same position, which is why I decided to make this video. So for a very quick story, let me share with you guys what it was like before I had insane amounts of focus and what I was doing. For starters, I was smoking weed every single day. I was the Asian pothead when it came to my school, and I would even smoke weed and go to school. I would get out of school and smoke weed. And so for that reason, my mind was always occupied. I never had this ability to be able to focus. When you're high, you're easily distracted. Your head's in the clouds, you're not thinking straight. And so I was in a very bad position when it came to talking about this topic of focus. Not to mention I was lazy, I was depressed, and I just had no clue on what I wanted to do in my life. However, for the past couple of years, I've been working on my ability to be able to focus. And at the age of 24, I've been able to build a business that has made me over $700,000 by focusing on doing these 3 things. And if you watch to the very end of this video, I'm going to give you the number 1 thing that I've done that has 10x'd my results. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so the first thing to do to 10x your focus is to start to become more mindful of the things that actually rob you of your focus. So now I want you to try out this exercise. Take out a sheet of paper and take a pen, and I want you to write down every single thing that you do that you distract yourself with. Everything that robs you of your focus and your attention, I want you to write it down on that sheet of paper. Now, don't lie to yourself, because these are the things that you are doing, and it's only for your own benefit. All right, so do that on a sheet of paper, then come back to this video. Now, once you have those things on a sheet of paper, what I want you to do is for the next couple of days, I don't want you to change anything about what you listed on that sheet of paper. I don't even want you to judge what you wrote down on that sheet of paper. It might sound stupid. I know when I did this exercise, there were a lot of things I did. I was like, why am I eating Cheetos when I'm working? These were things that I was doing to distract myself. And so everyone has their own thing. Don't judge yourself about it. Now, what I want you to start to do is look at that sheet of paper, and throughout the day, for the next couple of days, I want you to be able to become mindful whenever you start to do the things that you listed on that sheet of paper. So if it's eating Cheetos as you're supposed to get work done, then become mindful of the fact that you're eating Cheetos. I know that's a very weird example. If you have a different example where you're checking your phone, it's a very common one for a lot of us, for a lot of young men. We're checking our phones when we're supposed to be working out, or we're checking our phones when we're supposed to be doing our homework. We're checking our phones when we're supposed to be getting work done. Again, you don't have to change anything about these things just yet. What we're doing is we're becoming mindful, we're becoming aware of the things that we're doing. And this is a very important step. Instead of trying to change it, the very first step to change anything is to first become mindful of the things that you want to change. The more and more times you do catch yourself doing these things, it's like building a muscle. You'll slowly start to become more and more aware, and then you'll start to realize, why am I continuing to do these things if it's not serving me, if it's not helping me. And here's the thing that no one ever told you about focus. We all have focus. There's no such thing as somebody having more focus than another person. I don't have more focus than you. We all have the same ability to focus. The thing is, the only thing that makes a difference between you and I is that there are things that come up in your life as well as my life that distract us and that rob us of our focus throughout the day. And therefore, we think that we're not focused or that we're not a focused person, but in reality, they're just things that come up in our daily lives that we're doing that rob us of our focus. So the very first step is to become aware of these things. And once you're aware of them, we can move on to the second thing to do. All right, so now that you're mindful of the things that you do that rob you of your focus, it's time to build the skill of focus. Dun, 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 dun. What? You could build the skill of focus. What do you mean? What do you mean, Caleb? Now, at this point, you might be thinking I'm crazy and you can log out of this video if you think I am. But yes, it is true. You can build and practice the skill of focus. You see, we had it mixed up all along, guys. We had it mixed up. It's not some sort of mushroom, even though I do believe the mushrooms I showed you in the beginning of the video do help you. It's not the mushrooms. It's not a pill. It's not a drug that you take in order to focus. It's simply a skill. Just like how Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all the great athletes in the world had to practice. They had to practice their craft every single day, even on days that they didn't feel like doing it. And for us, we might look at them and be like, wow, they're so good at what they do. How did they have so much skill in their craft? It's the same thing. We might see somebody and say, wow, how did they have so much focus? This is insane. They're able to get so much work done. And you might know somebody in class, in high school, maybe in high school, I definitely knew a lot of people that were really focused. And it seemed like they were able to get so many things done. And I was sitting over here astonished. What I didn't realize, just like how the athletes got to where they got, it was all through practice. And anyone can get good at focus. Anyone can have high levels of focus. What it takes is the daily practice, the daily discipline, the daily workout to get better at focusing. Now, it's not like you have to do something special. There's ways to do it in your everyday life, which I'm going to list out here for you as an example. Driving. If you drive, instead of trying to focus on so many things, focus on what's in front of you. Don't check your phone. Hopefully, guys, you're not checking your phone. You're not driving and texting at the same time. That's you trading to not be focused. And like I said, you should be mindful of the things that you're distracting yourself with. But as you're driving, look to just focus. Don't check anything else. Just focus on what's in front of you. Working out. I see a lot of people at the gym, a lot of young guys that are working out, and after every set, they're going over to their phones and checking on social media, or they're just checking for notifications, or they're texting. And so if you want to build your skill of focus, what it takes is that you don't check your phone. You leave your phone in the locker. You go in and you get a workout in. You go in to get a workout because that's what you came to do. You didn't come to the gym to check on your phone or to text your friends. You can do that at home. When you want to build the skill of focus, it's being able to focus on one thing, to do the thing, the task at hand, and to not get distracted by other things. If you do this enough times and you do it over and over again with repetition, you'll get better and better. And the last example that I'll give you here in your everyday life is working. Whatever job that you do, whether it's a remote job or a cashier job or whatever you do in your life, make sure that when you're working, you do your work and you give it your 100%. You give it all of your time, your focus, and all of your energy in that thing. You might be tempted to want to check your phone. You might be tempted to do other things outside of work. But again, that is robbing you of your focus, and it's training you to not be focused and to be distracted instead. So whenever you're at work, focus on your work and don't check your phone. Don't try to do anything else, but do the task at hand. And what you'll find is that not only will your managers or your work reward you and you'll get paid more for that, you'll slowly start to feel like you're able to focus and get more things done in a shorter period of time. So you can see with those examples, we don't have to set aside time to build the practice of or the skill of focus. Instead, you can do it in your everyday life. You don't have to do anything else. So in your everyday life, I want you to now start to focus on doing what you're doing, what's in front of you, and giving it your 100%. Now, as we get into the very last thing that you could do to 10x your focus, I just wanted to give you guys a quick view of the house, the new villa here in Bali. For you guys that don't know, I have moved to Bali. I have pursued my dreams to live here. And I can tell you right now that environment is what helps you with focus. And so if you're ever in a slump, quick tip for you guys, if you change your environment, it will help a lot with your focus. All right, now for the very last thing to 10x your focus, you are now aware of the things that rob you of your focus. You understand that focus is a skill and something that you can practice every single day. And now for the very last one, this is by far the most important thing that you can do to 10x your focus. If you just do this last thing, I promise you, it will help you 10x your focus. And the last thing is to not check your phone for the first 3 hours of your morning. Now, trust me when I say this from experience, that your phone is what's robbing you of your focus. I know this because growing up, I was depressed, I was lazy because of this device, and I let my phone distract me every second of the day. As soon as I woke up, I checked my phone. As soon as I got bored, I checked my phone. And this led me to being very distracted. It led me to being very depressed in my life. And the thing is, you don't have to do this your entire day. You don't have to go the entire day without looking at your phone. The biggest thing is that you control the morning. You control the way that you start the day. So you could do anything for the first 3 hours. You can go out and get a workout. You can get out and meditate. You can go out in the sun. You can eat breakfast. You could do anything but check your phone for the first 3 hours of the day. So what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to tell your mind that you are in control. And the more times that you do this, just like building any sort of muscle, the more times you can start your day and be proactive and tell yourself, I'm not going to check my phone. I'm not going to give into temptation. I am going to be in control of the way that I focus and what I choose to do. If you do that every morning, you're going to build that muscle of focus, and you compound that over weeks and over months. And there might be some days where you don't do this, and there might be some days that you do, but I can promise you every single day that you decide to not check your phone for the first 2 to 3 hours of the morning, you are building the skill of focus. And guys, remember, focus is everything. Focus is your superpower to be able to get the things that you want to get, to be able to get the girl that you want to get, to be able to build the business that you want to build, to be able to make the money that you want to make. Everything comes down to your ability to focus. And like I said in this video, that focus is a skill. It's something that you practice every single day. And if you can do it and you're willing to put in the work, I promise you, it's going to reap a lot of rewards in the future. So go ahead and give this a shot. If you want to try this out where you don't check your phone for the first 3 hours of the day, and you just want to try it out for one day, go ahead and try it out for one day. If you're feeling courageous, you can go ahead and try it for a week. The biggest thing is that you just give it a shot. Give it a shot and let me know how it goes. See the effects for yourself. Don't take my word for it. See if you feel more focused if you don't check your phone for the first 3 hours. And I promise you, if you try it, you will know from experience that it does help with your focus, and you might just start to do it more often. All right, so that's going to wrap up the 3 things that you can do to 10x your focus as a man in your early 20s. And if you want more advice and videos like this where we help young men in their 20s become the best version of themselves and become the top 1%, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to share it to your boys and let them know that this is going to help them, go ahead and share it with your friends and family. And if there's anything else that you'd like me to cover, make sure to comment down below and I'll cover the topic that you guys want me to cover. And until next time, peace.